Going on, guys? It's SK. I'm back here with another video. Today is a very special one as well, as it marks the last day of the year. Today's the 31st and it is the last day of 2021, and boy oh boy, it has been one hell of a ride. Much like my hair situation going on right now, it's been all over the place. There's been some sticky situation, but we move, we live, we grow, and I just wanted to create this video to share my experiences, my thoughts, and my actions on moving forward into the new year. I just wanted to quickly say that, it's really profound because at the end of each year, often like the archetype is making a resolution. The whole new year, new me. I'm going to commit to this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to quit smoking. I'm going to be healthier. I'm going to drink more water. I'm going to hit the gym more. What I've realized, because I've also done this many times before, for years and years and years, like consecutively, I would constantly be like, yeah, I'm going to make this resolution. I'm going to do this. For 2 weeks, I'd have like a very high level of commitment to it. And then it would just fall off. It's like on the progression chart, it's just, there is no like gradual start. It's just like it takes off like a rocket, right? We basically like break through the atmosphere. And then it hits like a plateau, and then it just dips right back down, and we just nosedive, and then it all just boom, explodes. And that's not something that suits me anymore, because I'm tired. I'm tired of being in that situation. And moving forward, I've adopted this mentality, especially with self-improvement being at the core of it, and I'm so for it, that life is a marathon, not a sprint. As cliche as it sounds, it's true. Well, it's my truth at least. Life doesn't just go from point A to point B in like a very sharp line. There are often twists and turns in the road, and starting to get a bit poetic here, but there are like twists and turns in the road. Okay, I mean, a goal like I'm going to be more active physically. I want to increase my physical fitness. Sure, you can have a structure in place, having a plan, a routine, but even with that plan, there are going to be days that are going to offset you. You're going to get like seasonal sickness, for example, okay, to the point where it's like, yeah, this is going beyond just being able to manage it. Like with me right now, I'm still slightly bunged up, but I can still still do my exercises. I can still do things. But if you're bedridden, like if you've got like a virus or what, touch wood, nobody gets a virus because there's plenty of that shit going on. But if you get sick to the point where you can't go anywhere, what's going to happen then? Are you just going to scrap the whole plan? I used to do that, and it got me nowhere. Now I'm preparing myself for the offsets, and it all just comes with taking things in my stride. That's one thing I learned this year. Like one of the crucial, I think probably one of the most impactful messages and lessons that I learned is that patience is a virtue. Patience is something that really needs to be exercised, because you might be working towards a goal and you may not see the results, because I think naturally human beings were impatient. We want everything done yesterday. So for example, like with me yesterday, I was practicing skipping because that's actually one of my fitness goals. I want to get better at skipping, just to improve my coordination. And I just couldn't like do more than like 3 revolutions at all. I would like hit the first skip, get the second skip, cool. And then the third skip, it would literally just bounce off my feet and I would just whip myself. And I was doing that for like 2 hours last night. I was even like messaging one of my friends being like, bruh, I cannot do this. This is so infuriating. I just want to toss my rope. And he said, yeah, well, you just got to keep going. And it was a reminder that nothing worth having is ever easy, one. And 2, everything is a process. Everything is a process. Like literally everything. Just think about it. I mean, before I even got into skipping, the thing that got me into skipping was me thinking about skipping. That's step 1 of the process. Step 2 was going onto Amazon and looking at ropes. Okay. Then I bought a rope, and then I took the rope to the gym and started to actually skip with it. See, there are already like 3 or 4 steps before taking the action. And when it comes to any goal, even like with financial incentives, people want to increase their salaries, you want to get promotion, you want to move jobs, etc. Like it all starts with a thought, and it has to then be translated into a stepwise process that leads to the action. So Patience is needed for that. Because if you just jump straight to the action, you're not going to know what you're doing, because you don't know what it is that you're actually doing, because you haven't taken the time to think about what you're doing. All right. It's a very procedural process. That's like being the biggest takeaway that I've learned. And with that, that's set the foundation for so many things. I've become so much more clearer in thoughts and mind. I've become so much more disciplined with my routines, with structure. I've completely done like a 180 in many aspects of my life, for sure. 100%. I know that a lot of people who are watching this video who know me would know that the me from before was just a very well, not that I lacked this. Actually, yeah, I lacked discipline, because with discipline you can't be like semi-disciplined or kind of disciplined. You're either disciplined or you're not. You either have it or you don't. It's one of those skills. It's not like, oh yeah, like sometimes I'll do cardio, sometimes I'll do weights. Discipline is very structured. Discipline is getting up even when you're sore from the workout before, going out even when it's cold and raining, getting your ass to the gym and pushing through that workout. The other day, I skipped a workout because I just wasn't feeling too well. I'm slightly bunged up, but I made up for that. And I know before people are thinking, oh, you shouldn't be overexerting yourself, let me just explain that it was part of keeping to the routine and the structure, and I didn't push myself to the point where I was collapsing. Because with discipline, there also needs to be a sense of sensibility. There has to be a concept where you are aware of what you're doing and you're taking calculated risks, and that is exactly what I intend to carry on doing with my life. Because before I was just very blasé. I was just all over the place. I'd make a decision and think, yeah, don't worry, it'll work itself out, without doing even the minimal amount of research. Okay. And that stuff it won't get you anywhere. And to me, that's what a New Year's resolution sounds like, at least in the form that it's often practiced. Yeah, I'm going to do this. Yeah, I know I need to do this, and I'll go there and I'll do this. Where's the drive? And that's what I found this year. I found drive. I found purpose. And through the whole concepts of, practicing the pillars of self-improvement, that is how I found it. And I cannot stress this enough. Like, if you want to make a change in your life, just tap into those processes, tap into those pillars. Learn how physical fitness, actually, don't even bother learning about them. Just practice them. Because when you practice them, that's how you'll learn. That's part of the process. You learn as you go along. Another thing that I used to always do was try and have all the intel before I actually would get around to execution. I wanted to know every little bit about everything. Small, minor details, everything needed to be known before I took action. And what I realized was that I ended up just not doing anything in the end, because mentally I'm just burning myself out. When I got to the point where I needed to take action, I was like, well, I've thought myself into exhaustion. I'll just do it tomorrow. Does that sound familiar? I'll do it tomorrow. Yeah, I know what I need to do, but I'll start tomorrow. Nah, screw that. Start now. Start now, even when you don't know what you're doing. Of course, do a fair amount of research and, use common sense, depending on what it is you're doing. Like, you're not going to try and get into pro bodybuilding and weightlifting without actually learning how to, manually handle the weights, because that's just stupidity. It goes without saying, but I'll say it anyways. And that's where I've gone to. So I wanted to share a few plans now that I have moving forward with how I'm going to steer 2022, how I'm going to take my life in that direction. I've decided that I'm going to focus on 3 main components of my life and just put all my time and energy into that and just keep going until those tasks have been achieved. So the first one is in the realms of fitness, because that's extremely important to me. I'm going to stay on a 6-month lean bulk cycle. That's going to help me achieve my dream physique. It's going to help me put on size. It's going to help me get lean, get fit. And yeah, it's just something that I've always wanted to do. Part of that is going to include practicing skipping with every single workout. Because again, that is a goal that I've set for myself and something I just want to achieve. And for mobility, I'm going to practice or do yoga every single day, because mobility is so essential, especially if you're trying to do calisthenics. So all my fellow calisthenics athletes out there, remember, your mobility is key. In fact, even if you don't do calisthenics, even if you're a weightlifter, You need to be able to have flexibility in your muscles. Otherwise, you're going to limit yourself in range of movement. You're going to be more prone to injury, right? And you're just going to get a lot more lactic acid buildups in your muscles, which is just going to have a really poor return of investment for your lifts and also the quality of your lifestyle in the long run. Secondly, I'm moving into career. I think this is perfectly achievable, all of this. I want to achieve an income of at least £5,000 a month. I think that's more than achievable and sustainable. And I have my sort of my ducks lining up. Now, I'm going to create courses on self-improvement. I'm going to create courses on my experiences. I'm going to use my business to elevate my financial situation, to bring in more of a financial net. And because I also have decided to take on social media as a major part of my business, I'm going to increase my following. I think it's easy to achieve 100,000 subscribers on this YouTube platform, TikTok, Instagram. I have my IG page. I have both my personal and my IG, which you guys can add me at. My personal is sk.olopi and my business is at Shravan Olopi. Follow me for just an insight to how you can develop yourself, how you can make the most of your experiences. And I mean, there's a lot of stuff that I have in the works that I plan to share with you. Because I believe that when you create valuable content that people want to see and enjoy and it benefits them, I believe being of service to others is the way forward. And that's how you create a network. That's how you create a following. That's how you get support structure. And people will want to naturally buy your products. People will see you as an investment. That's what I see myself as. I see myself as an investment for myself and also as a long-term investment for you. I want you to share everything that I have. I want to share everything that I have with you because I believe the best way to create wealth and an abundance of finances and just success in general is to give value to people, give back to the community, help improve people's lives. That's what makes them want to invest in you. And that's what I've come to learn over the course of this year. So going forward into 2022, I will be launching my own courses and I'll be consistently posting my experiences on my social media platforms. Finally, my lifestyle goal. So I've really been honing in on how I want my lifestyle to change. And I've come to a few call to action points. So first things, I'm going to be more active socially. Last year and the year before, I was basically a social recluse. I was just locked indoors. I mean, partially to do with COVID, but also because I was battling my own mental health situation. But I realized that I'm not the depressed lunatic that I thought I was. That was all noise in my head. I'm actually a very sociable person. And honestly, people enjoy my company because I just always want to have a laugh with people. I always want to bring fun and joy to people's lives. That's just how I've always been. But somewhere along the way, I got a bit muddled up. So I'm going to be more active socially. That leads into having 100% confidence in myself because the reality is if you don't have confidence in yourself, no one's going to have confidence in you. No one's going to drive that boat for you. Everything that you want to achieve, you need to be the one to steer yourself to that goal. The only person that's stopping you is you. So yeah, I'm already getting into the whole TikToker inspirational motivation phase, but it's true. You have to be your driving force. You need to be the person that takes you there. I want to read more books. That's just a hobby of mine that I've been telling myself I'd be taking up, or rather a skill that I'd be taking up. I just never did it. So now I'm at the point where it's just about taking action. I'm going to start reading more books, start reading more material to gain knowledge. And as we know, knowledge is power. And finally, I'm going to create more content than I'm going to consume. I used to heavily binge on things like Netflix, YouTube, social media. Like now, the way I see it is social media is a tool to be used and harnessed for its ability, right? It needs to be used for its potential to create. And part of my ambition of being an entrepreneur, someone who wants to use social media as their business, I need to be more inclined towards using it to generate business and wealth as opposed to being someone who just scrolls and consumes other people's content. I'll consume here and there to gain inspiration, but overall, I'm here to steer myself to become my own brand, my own business. The only way I'm going to do that is to show you guys just what I have to offer and basically prove that I'm worth the investment. So that's it. Those are my goals for what I'm going to be doing when I move into 2022. What are your goals? Comment down below. Let me know what you guys are up to. If you like this video, be sure to give it a like. And if you also are new to the channel, please subscribe. The more the merrier. Boost me up with the algorithm, guys. I appreciate all the love and support that you've given me this far and this year. This year has been crazy, but it has also been a very insightful year. So I wish you all the best. Hope you all have a wonderful start to the new year, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.